What's up, everybody? Today I have something really important to share with you. This thing took me 25 years to understand. And then after 25 years, it took my mom, lots of other friends, and lots of other friends of friends for me to understand the importance of this topic. Before we get started, I'm gonna smash breakfast, and when I come back, I'll tell you the secret. Okay, breakfast is ready. I got, as always, oats, 2 scoops, 60 grams with water, not with milk, and black coffee. Before I start eating this, I need to say the whole purpose of this, in the context of this video, is to fuel my arms. So let me do that and I'll get back to you. I will tell you the secret that took me 25 years to understand. Breakfast is over. It was pretty good, and I think my muscles are ready to do a load of workout after I tell you what the secret is. But before I exactly jump right into it, I need to tell you a story. Throughout the whole time that I was doing exercise, I thought just being fit and building like general muscle would be the best and ideal solution. But every time I went to a gym, here's what I saw. I saw guys lifting dumbbells and doing curls. And I would see girls doing squats. And I'm like, why is that the case? Why is it that the guys don't work on their legs as much and girls don't even do anything other than squats? And I never understood that. Over time, I'm like, okay, I found that guys want to work on upper body and girls want to work on lower body, which makes perfect sense. But here's a catch. I actually like lower body more. So I started doing more squats, more deadlifts, than even bench press. Not to say I don't like bench press, but I just love squats more than anything else. And I'm like, maybe I'm a little bit different because I didn't want to do curls as much. And every time I did that, my biceps were trying to grow, and I always felt the pain over here. And you know, with growth comes stretch marks, and I didn't want that. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna work on them as much as I do bench and all the compound moves. I should be working on my biceps and triceps and like the whole arm regardless. So why do I need to do curls? Then one day, there was this bodybuilder who was training me, and he was like, you gotta do close grip bench press. It doesn't matter what it means. What it means is that instead of working on the upper part of your chest and also your shoulders, you will be working on your triceps and lower part of the chest. That's what it means. Because he was doing it, he was used to it, and he was telling me that if I could do that, there's a possibility that I could even lift more weight. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to lift more. I didn't care why or how, it's just like I wanted to lift more. And they're called ego lifts, but that's totally fine. Everyone does that. I did it, and I'm happy that I did it, because as I started working on my triceps, my arm just got bigger. And it's not that big right now, or even back then, but it was bigger than before. So when I was going home, my mom used to tell me, oh, you gotta work out more. You're still not jacked, even though I was at the gym most of the time. And then after that, I was only there like maybe an hour or two. But because I was doing close grip bench, my arms were bigger. So every time I went home, my mom was like, holy shit, you're working out. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm even working out less. How are you saying that I'm working out more? She's like, I see, no, you're like, there's progress. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just time. Then I go out, and a friend comes to me and says, holy shit, you're jacked. I'm like, what do you mean? Next thing I know, they're telling me my biceps or my arms are big. And that's all they saw. over time, clues together force me to explore deeper and go down and be like, what's going on? I'm not working out more. I'm not lifting heavier, but how is it that I'm looking more jacked? So I go back to the main source. I'm like, Mom, why were you saying that I was jacked? And she was like, slowly she was like, look at your arms. They're bigger than before. And I'm like, is that all that matters? She's like, heck yeah. Everyone likes arms. Everyone likes biceps, triceps, forearms. And nobody cares about your, without any filter, your butt. Because no one's gonna see that. And no one's gonna care about your legs as much. They all see your arms. And that's the part that's attractive. So the secret that I want to tell you is that if you work on your arms, that would make you 10 times more attractive or jacked or whatever in terms of fitness than if you were to work on your legs the same amount of time. In an ideal world, you will work on both, so there's balance. That's perfect. But if you only had one exercise to do, it would be something related to your arms. And with that being said, today's exercise is going to be all about arms. Nothing else, just arms. So let's get it going. The first exercise is heavy dumbbell curls. So basically you just grab something super heavy. Could be anything. Could be your backpack with stuff in it. Could be a dumbbell. But you want to have it heavy to the point that you're trying to use your back and shoulder, but you're not actually doing it because you have the mind and muscle connection. You bring it up, 1, 2, you go all the way down, 3, all the way down. You want this thing to come back up, 4, 5. That's all you need to do. Don't do too many of those. 5, 6, or maybe 7 reps, and that's all you need. Because it's heavy. Because if you go if you go beyond 6 or 7, then you start using your shoulder and your back, and that's not what you want. You want to work on your arms. Then the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second you feel that you're using your shoulder, your back, or any other muscle other than your bicep, you stop because there's no point. The next exercise is hammer curls. So basically instead of this, you have to turn it and bring it back up. It's still heavy. This one uses your forearm and a little bit of biceps, but mostly your forearm because that's also part of your arm, which is very important. Maybe even, I can't say more important than your bicep, but as important. And you do 5 of that too. 3, 4. And if you can't do it, don't do more. Next one. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. You should be able to feel that over here. My wings are popping over there. You see over here? That means that you are working on your forearm. Now we move on to a lighter dumbbell. Because now you want to feel it everywhere in your biceps. So you bring it like this, all the way up. You try to squeeze all the way up. You should be able to only feel it for your biceps and nowhere else. Not your back, not your shoulder, just your bicep. And you do another 8 of these. 5, 6, 7, 8. If you can do more, do more. You should be able to feel it right over here, over there. And if you're also curling at the bottom, feel it over here on your forearm. Okay, now you want to go a little bit lighter than before, and this is for triceps. You bring it all the way back over here, and I'll show you. And then you're just trying to flex your triceps. You can do at least 8 of these too, until you're exhausted right over here. And you can see my muscles are moving right there. If you don't feel it in your triceps, don't do this exercise. Because some people just use their shoulder to do this exercise, and even myself, I don't like it as much. So if you don't feel it in your triceps, don't do it. You can always change it if you're at the gym with a cable machine, and if you are at home, maybe with a close grip push-up, which I will show right after this. Now you're gonna understand, with all of these exercises, you're gonna get a huge biceps and triceps, and possibly forearms, because it's pretty hard to develop your forearm. But to be more jacked, you need some sort of cut over here. If you don't have this cut, if it's just a big piece of meat, then you look like a sausage, and nobody likes that. It's better than not having it, but now we're trying to up it to the next level. And the way to do that, you gotta work on your shoulders, like the bottom side of your shoulders. You wanna go relatively light and just do standing flies, like this. Try to bend your back and your elbows a little bit so you don't feel the pain. If you feel any sort of pain, stop. But if you don't, keep going. You need to be able to feel that right over here, the cut between the shoulder and your biceps and triceps. You do 8 of these too. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you can do more, do more. Until you feel the pain over there, then you stop. Okay, we're back here, and those are the main exercises you need to be doing to get bigger arms, bigger biceps, triceps, forearm, and also definition in your shoulder. If you just do those things, you're already ahead of 50% of the guys. The rest of the 50% comes from the general fitness. You still need your abs, you need to develop them. You still need your back, chest, and also legs. Most people skip leg days, which is not ideal. I love leg days, and that's why I'm gonna make another video about that. But if for most parts, if you have limited time and resources to spend on fitness and exercising, then try to focus on your arms and your chest. If you can focus on those, and I would assume shoulder is also part of the arm, but just like the general upper body, that would get you the best bang for the buck. But if you just want to be healthy and exercise regularly, which should be the case if you're still watching this, then try to develop everything. It's all about balance. It's not about like too big of an arm and like chicken legs, because so many people are telling me, do you even work on your legs? And the answer is yes, I've been hitting them more than my upper body, but for some reason legs are just like harder to develop, and they're bigger muscles, but they're just harder to find the definition in that, which means that you have to hit them even harder, and that is also my plan for myself. So with that being said, the secret that took me 25 years to understand and to internalize for myself is, if you work on your arms, biceps, triceps, forearms, you are 10 times, 20 times more jacked, attractive, and fit just by the look of it. And that's all you need to know. With that, I need to finish it with a gunshot, and you know what's the time right now. It's time for me to go grab chicken and smash it, because these guns are not just gonna grow on their own. You're gonna feed them, you're gonna exercise, and you need to take care of them. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video and you learned something, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for the leg routine, chest routine, and also shoulder routine, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.